one styling. So my hair is freshly washed. I washed with the Oh More Moisture hair wash and then followed up with the conditioner, so it's freshly washed and clean. I have my handy dandy spray bottle with water. I have my tangle teaser. I have my Denman brush. I have my clips. I have my comb. And then I have my curl pudding. Not sure if you can see that, but it's the Oh My Curling Curl Pudding. And then I have the Oh Goodness Leave-In Conditioning Spray. This is from Oh Grace Naturals, of course. And then the last thing I have is my Styling Jelly Gel. The Sweet Jesus Styling Jelly Gel. So I'm just going to start. I want to do a middle part for this braid out. So I'm going to start with a middle part and just simply part my hair in the middle. If you want to do a side part or, whatever your preference is, of course, you would just part your hair however you feel like you want to style it. So I am feeling middle partish styling going on right now. So I want to have a middle part for some reason. I like my braid outs for some reason with the middle part. Because they typically have more length than my twist outs. I just think that it looks a little bit better with the middle part because it does show my length and it does have a little more length to it. So I just like doing them with middle parts. But like I said, whatever you choose to do, that's fine. So I'm gonna part it, and then now I'm just gonna basically put the other hair up and work with this one section here. And I'm going to part this section off in sections. So basically just parting back section of my hair off. Whatever your preference is, you can do that. It's not really a right way to section your hair off when it comes to that. You can just do small sections if you want to, or larger ones. So I typically do mid-size sections, as you can see. I'm going to wet my hair with some water because I want to make sure that it's completely drenched and wet with water, because it helps the products to glide and it helps, to me, my styles to come out better when my hair is wet. So as you can see, the little bounce, the little curl definition is starting to form. I'm going to take my leave-in conditioning spray. I'm going to spray that area with the leave-in conditioning spray. I love this spray. This is one of my favorite products from this Oh Grace Naturals line. It's the leave-in conditioning spray. It's just amazing. Then I'm going to follow up with my tangle teaser to make sure all tangles are completely out of my hair. You want to make sure your hair is not tangled in any type of way. You want to make sure every tangle is smooth through, and that is what I'm doing here. As you can see, the leave-in conditioning spray does add a little definition, so you can just put it on if you want to. I'm going to follow up with the curl pudding. And I'm going to take a little bit, maybe a quarter size, maybe a little over a quarter. And I'm going to work it from my roots all the way to the ends of my hair, making sure each strand is covered with the curl pudding. You want to make sure your hair is completely saturated with the product. You don't want to, be too light-handed. You don't want to be too heavy-handed, but you want to make sure your hair is saturated with product. And I just kind of work that through my hair. So I'm going to work it through. As you can see, I'm working it through. Look at the definition just from the curl pudding. Look at that. Beautiful. So you want to just make sure you're working that in to make sure it's good in your hair. And since I like a lot of definition and a lot of hold, I'm going to follow up with my jelly gel. You can use these products separate. You can use the jelly gel or the curl pudding. I use about the same amount of the jelly gel. And I'm just going to layer that also from my roots to the bottom. Reason being is because I just like the extra hold. Both of these products are medium hold. So if you pair them together, you get extra hold. So that is why I put those together, but it's your preference when it comes to styling. Both of them are very great for definition. And as you can see, the definition that we get from this is amazing. If I wanted to do a wash and go, I could simply just do the wash and go and be done. So look at this definition that comes with those products. Amazing definition. So you want to make sure, like I said, and I'll continue to reiterate, that your hair is completely drenched and saturated with the product. And water first, and then the rest of the product. So you want to make sure it is completely saturated. And then you're just going to section your hair into 3 equal sections for your braids. You want to make sure that your braids are sectioned in 3 equal sections, because that really helps when you're starting to take it down. So I'm just going to section my hair off and make sure that each section is equal so that when I'm taking it down, it'll literally unravel itself. And when you see the takedown video, you'll see exactly what I mean. But you want to section your hair into 3 equal sections, and you simply just braid. If you notice with the braid out, I don't do as much styling as far as like slicking my edges down and a lot of those things, because with the braid out, it does work a little bit different. So, and I don't typically ever go anywhere with my braids. I'll go places with my twists, but not with my braids. I just don't think that they're up to par to go anywhere with them. So you get to the end of the braid, and then just like with the twist, you simply take the end of the braid, you continue to braid down. And as you can see, this is elongated. This is a lot of length, and I will not lose a lot of this length because of the braids. So you're going to twirl the ends around your finger, and look how long that is. So it's definitely going to show my length once it dries down. And that's basically it. It's not really difficult. It's just that when you're doing the braid out, you want to make sure that those 3 sections are equal. I think that's the biggest key point for that. So I may lose a little bit of length just because like it's in the twist out video. If you guys have not watched that video, definitely go and watch that video. But with me sleeping on my hair at night and letting it air dry during the day or sitting on a dryer, it typically does kind of make me lose a little of my length because I kind of stuff all my hair in my bonnet. So with the braids, since they don't bend as much as the twist, I found that I do get a little bit more length out. So I'm just going to go and do this section. And I'm actually detangling this section with the Denman brush because I actually have different hair types. And I learned that some sections works better with the Tangle Teaser and some work better with the Denman brush. So I'm actually doing the Denman brush on this particular section because it's a different texture than the hair, the section I just worked with. So of course I take my leave-in conditioning spray first. I saturate it with water first, and then I take the leave-in conditioning spray, put that on because that's going to help to detangle. It's going to help to kind of glide, provide that moisture, put that moisture back into your hair. Then I take the Tangle Teaser, and I do kind of detangle a little bit with it, but I do feel like the Denman brush does work better in some sections of my hair than it does because of the different textures. So I make sure my leave-in conditioning spray is put in there, and I think it's very important that you understand that your hair needs to be detangled. When I first went natural, I did not do a lot of detangling, but now I have to detangle. Like literally, it is something that I have to do because you'll find that your styles are not working. Your hair is still frizzy because it's not even detangled all the way. So that is one thing about frizz. If your hair is constantly frizzy, you may want to make sure that you're completely detangling your hair completely. Like you want to make sure it's detangled. So I'm going to follow up after the leave-in conditioning spray with my curl pudding. Like I said, I'm going to take a quarter size. If you need to use a little bit more, that's perfectly fine. But you want to work it from your roots because you do want your roots to be a little, you don't want them to be too puffy because sometimes they can be puffy. So you want to work from your roots all the way down to the end of your hair shaft to make sure that product is on your strands and in there. So I'm going to take a little bit more of the curl pudding because I need to put a little bit more on there to saturate these strands. So just go in with that. And you continue to just rub it in to make sure it is. You can feel it once you get it on your hair that it's absorbing into your hair shaft. Like you can feel it going into it, like it just feels different. So that's how you know the product is actually in your hair, instead of just kind of sitting on top of your hair. It glides in, and these products work very well together, so you don't have to really worry about products not really agreeing. And then of course I'm going to follow with my jelly gel. That's one thing I love about them, that they all go consistently together, and they mesh very, very well. So I'm going to take my jelly gel and apply it to that. Make sure it's saturated, and just look at the definition. The definition is just so pretty. It's just so gorgeous. The definition that you can get with these products if you use them properly. So I just continue to work. And don't talk about my parts, y'all. I have not mastered the parts just yet. And look how gorgeous this definition is. Just from simply making sure this is in. So I'm going to take this section. Like I said, I'm going to make sure I'm doing 3 equal sections before I do my braids because I want them to be sectioned off equally. And I'm going to braid down. Plait, braid, whatever your preference is. And you can kind of look at your hair. As you see that I'm braiding, you can see the definition still is in my hair. So if you feel like your hair starts getting frizzy or dried out, it's okay. Add a little bit more product, add a little bit more water, because you want your hair to be smooth. As you're working down your hair shaft, it should be smooth as you're plaiting or twisting. As you're taking the hair, it should be smooth. So as you see, I'm just pulling that hair. As I braid, I'm pulling the hair, continuing to detangle in case there are some kinks that have come about. So you want to continue to make sure that you are detangling even until the end, until your hair is completely smooth. And like I said, once we get to the end, we're just going to take the ends and twirl it around. And it's just that simple. Like, it is not difficult at all. It's very simple. And these are easier for me because I don't have to really look and untwist. It's just really plaits. Like, it's not really anything difficult. You just plait your hair. Got a little water on me, so I'm going to just finish 30 minutes later braiding the rest of my hair. And then I will come back to you guys once I get done with that. So I will see you guys. So I'm all done with my little plait. So as you can see, I just simply plaited my hair all over. Nothing spectacular. Did kind of try to put my edges down just a little bit, not too much. And this is what it looks like. I'll put on the dryer and go to bed. 30 minutes later, and this is what we have. This is the situation. So I'm all done with my little plaits. As you can see, I just simply plaited my hair all over. Nothing spectacular. Did kind of try to slick my edges down just a little bit, not too much. And this is what it looks like. I'll sit on the dryer and go to bed. Part 2, the takedown. This is the next day. Hello guys, female owned and operated. Check out our new shirts, www.oldgracenaturals.com. So this is basically how it looks the next day. I just basically slept with the bonnet. I'm gonna take my styling jelly gel and the curl pudding. I'm gonna have that on hand, and then just a regular little comb and Cream of Nature Argan Oil Perfect Edges Edge Control. All Grace Naturals is in the, we're going to release an edge control, but we have not gotten one yet, so I just use my Good and Faithful edge control by Cream of Nature. Looks like some hair or something got caught up in my comb, so I take that and I just kind of flick my edges down. I live for slick down edges. I don't know why. It's just a thing with me. Like, I just feel like edges should always be on fleek. Some people feel like if you're natural, your edges should not be slicked down because it kind of goes against the look of the natural look. But I have to slick my edges down. It's just something I live for. It's sleek edges. So I just simply kind of get them together. Let me just sidebar and shout out Mary Elizabeth Artistry. She is amazing when it comes to makeup. As you can see, I am progressing with my makeup, and it's because of her. She actually has a makeup one-on-one class coming up really soon. If you guys want details, let me know. She has a makeup one-on-one class coming up in the DMV area, and it's going to be amazing. You're going to learn how to do your makeup a bomb diggity, and yeah, I just had to shout that out because I feel like my makeup is definitely doing a lot better. So, the takedown. So this is when that 3 equal parts is going to come into play. You're going to find kind of like that midsection or that meeting point and simply unravel. And literally pull it. That's all you do is pull the 2 outer, basically the 2 outer edges or the 2 outer braids, coils, pieces of hair. And you just simply pull them. Now it does get tricky sometimes when you get up to the root because you need to actually kind of, actually unravel it yourself. But be very careful because when you unravel it too much or you do too much of, too much, sis, then you can experience some frizz. So you want to make sure you're literally taking your time and slowly unraveling and letting the braid more so unravel for you. It's going to tell you where to unravel. And there we go. Look at the definition. All you had to do was literally pull and unravel. It's that simple. That simple. So I'm going to do this again. Literally find like that midpoint that I had to fix my ring light. Sorry, y'all. Because I felt like y'all couldn't see it. So literally you're going to take the braid and you're going to split it. And you're literally going to let the braid tell you where to unravel. And I did a little too much at the end. So you can see I did experience a little frizz. So that's okay. It's okay. But just make sure you're being really careful. With it. And this is what happens when you don't find that midpoint and let the braid unravel for you. Then you have to start unraveling, and then that just brings out a lot of frizz. So you want to make sure you're being very careful when you take it down. And now I got the hang of it now. As you can see, we're working and we pulled it on up to unravel it. And then we're going to get to the root. We're going to be very careful with unraveling at the root. That's how you know, and that's how you'll know that you did equal parts when you're unraveling your hair. So that is the definition. I'm going to go back and just simply do the same. See, I got it that time. But no, you simply just unravel and let the braids, like I said, the braid do the unraveling for you. Because your hair tells you what it wants to do. We know we have good hair days, balance. It tells us what it wants us to do. So it will literally help you unravel. I'm getting to my roots, letting it unravel itself. Perfect. Look at this definition. Look at that. Look at this. Look at this. This is a braid out. Yes, this is the braid out. Braid out tutorial full effect right now. Literally let it unravel. See how it unravels for you? You don't have any frizz. It's like it's so natural. It's innate. And as you can see, I have so much definition. I have shine, and this is what you want in a product. You want it to have shine. You want it to define your curls. You want it to promote healthy hair growth. All our products definitely promote healthy hair growth. We've had plenty of people use the products and their hair is like growing like wildflowers. It's crazy. So you want to make sure. See? Look at the definition. Look at the definition. Look at the shine. It's just, yes, I'm feeling myself. As you can see, I'm feeling myself. Sidebar, today is my birthday, and I feel as if I just feel like I'm not young anymore, because I feel like when I was in my early 20s, I would always have something planned, and today I just it was literally a hair day for me. Hair and tutorial day. So you guys are special because I am recording this video for you on my birthday. So I love you guys. I love you guys. I really do. So I'm unraveling this next section in the front. sometimes, like I said, I do run into a little bit of not taking it down perfectly, so I do run into just a little frizz, but you can always go back with your curl pudding or the sour jelly gel and kind of work that frizz out, just by applying a little on the tip of your finger and just kind of rubbing it down to help with that frizz. So do you see the definition of this braid out? It is amazing. Super excited. And like I said, I'm going to show you now what I do. I take my curl pudding or the jelly gel. I kind of just picked up the curl pudding first. It's not like it's a preference. I actually love both of those products. Both of them are my stylers. So I take just a little bit. And as you can see, some of the ends are a little frizzy because I did not take them down properly. So I'm just going to kind of twirl them around my finger as I apply a little bit of the curl pudding just to smooth them over, just so they won't disrupt my flow. And there we go. Just gonna take a little, just find the ones that you feel create a little frizz, and that's what we got. We have a defined braid out that is amazing. It's popping using Eau Grace Naturals. So I'm gonna continue to take out my braids. I want to do this carefully. I want to show you guys exactly how to do this so you guys can become pros at the braid out and master it. And also with the braid out, you have to make sure, sis, that your hair is completely dry. So if you have thicker hair like mine, you want to make sure that you may need to do your hair the day before and literally sit in the dryer for maybe like 30 minutes afterwards, and then sleep on it overnight to make sure your hair is dry. That is one thing that will produce a braid out fail. With twists, you can kind of wing it, but with the braid out, you can. For me, I cannot wing it. If my hair is not dry, it just won't. It just will be a frizzy, like it won't even. It will be terrible. So you want to make sure with the braid out, it is imperative that your hair is dry. It has to be dry. So make sure your hair is dry. So I'm going to just go ahead and finish out these last couple of braids. And then I will come back with the finished product of how it looks all taken down. See you in a sec. You can see this is what it looks like. Perfect definition, shine, moisture, has some length. I am loving this. Like, love this to death. Look at the definition. Here it goes. Thank you guys so much for watching. This is the braid out tutorial. If you guys have any questions, hit us up on Instagram at ogracenaturals.com. I'm sorry, at Eau Grace Naturals. And then you can hit us up on Facebook also at Eau Grace Naturals. Thanks, guys. Thanks for watching. Bye.